you're looking to run a fun and realistic Ruthless Aggression Universe Mode in WWE 2K26, then I have the perfect setup guide with a great roster, divisions, match cards, pay-per-view setup, and a whole lot more. Let's go ahead and hop into it. We're going to head over to the calendar and show you the Raw and SmackDown setup. So for Raw, this setup we have, it's going to be 6 matches for your show. We'll go over the divisions and titles for that in a little bit. Now let's go to the match table, custom match table. Nothing too crazy. IRL in the year 2005, which is I based this Ruthless Aggression off of. There's a bunch of variations in no holds barred, street fights, etc. on that same kind of match type, so I just put it to no holds barred. You have 6-man tag teams are fairly common. Triple threats were very rare. 1v1, 2v2s were very, very common, obviously. Then for the main event, keep it nothing. Same thing for the rivalries for 1v1, 2v2. Keep it as none so you get all those rivalry actions. Heading over to SmackDown, it's very similar, but a couple of tweaks. SmackDown was the B show. There only is going to be 5 matches for the show. Then for the match table, it's very similar as well, except for the 2v2, you're going to limit it to 1 instead of the 2 it was for Raw, because less matches, less tag matches were on SmackDown versus Raw, with having 1 less match typically on the card. And that's going to be your setup there for Raw and SmackDown. Now for the rest of the calendar setup, we're going to go ahead and look at the pay-per-views. Backlash is the first one. For this pay-per-view, it's going to be Raw only with 7 matches, custom match table as setups, 1v1s, 2v2s for titles and non-titles, triple threats even worked in there, and even a potential last man standing. The main event, normal last man standing triple threat for the for 1v1s. And then for the rivalry actions, none for 1v1, 2v2. That's going to be your setup there for Backlash. Heading over to Judgment Day now, as our next pay-per-view later in the month, it is going to be a SmackDown only pay-per-view with 7 matches with a custom match table. That custom match table, followed as is, Extreme Rules gets worked in there along with 1v1s, 2v2s, potential triple threats, fatal 4-ways, and even a potential I Quit match. Very high likelihood at 22% chance. I believe that was the main event for this specific show. So in the main event section, 1v1 and I Quit with these percentages. And then once again, nothing for the rivalries for 1v1, 2v2. And that is going to be your Judgment Day setup. Over to June, you have 1 pay-per-view. It is going to be Vengeance. It will have 7 matches on the show. It's a Raw only pay-per-view. And with the match table, this is what you want. A lot of 1v1s, 2v2s, triple threats, but also a Hell in a Cell potentially on the card. The main event, Hell in a Cell, 75% chance, normal 25%. And make sure to look at the genders too, male for a lot of these, just because of the era. Nothing for the rivalries once again. It's going to be your Vengeance setup. Then over to July, we have the Great American Bash. And that's going to be a SmackDown only pay-per-view. This time it's going to be 8 matches for the show with a custom match table, of course. A lot of mixing it up here, even 6-man tag for the first time on a pay-per-view here. False Count Anywhere, Extreme Rules possibilities. So a good mix of match types for this card. Over to the main event. You could potentially get Extreme Rules in there, but most likely a 1v1 just based off of the history of the show. And then nothing for the rivalry actions. Heading over to August, now we have SummerSlam. This is going to be a 9-match show, along with both Raw and SmackDown being on this card, of course. Then the custom match table. Here, of course, your 1v1s, 2v2s, triple threats, fatal 4-ways, possibilities in there, along with some no holds barred, ladder match, steel cage, possibly on the match card. And then for the main event, it's going to be a mix of the normal triple threat and no holds barred. Then for the rivalries, it's nothing, and that's going to be your setup for SummerSlam. Heading over to September, we have the Unforgiven pay-per-view. It's going to be 8 matches this card, and it's also in a Raw only pay-per-view. Over to, the match table. We have your typical stuff, but then we also have possible steel cage and Extreme Rules matches for this match card. It's the main event, 1v1 normal or a steel cage for those possibilities. And once again, nothing for the rivalry actions. Heading over to October, we have No Mercy. This is going to be a SmackDown only pay-per-view, along with being 8 matches. And for the custom match table, 6-man tag and Extreme Rules are kind of the 2 big additions to the possible matches for this show, along with your typical stuff. Then for the main event, it's going to be normal or Extreme Rules with these percentages. And then nothing for the rivalries for 1v1, 2v2. Heading over to November, we have 2 pay-per-views this month. A Taboo Tuesday, which I forgot to move it from Sunday to Tuesday, my bad. It should be on this Tuesday. Taking a look at that, it's going to be a Raw only pay-per-view. A number of matches will be 8 in a custom match table. A lot of your normal stuff is per usual, the 1v1s, 2v2s, triple threats. We have no holds barred, false count anywhere, and even a potential battle royal, which was a female one back in the year 2005. And then for the main event, normal 1v1 or a triple threat. And then nothing for the rivalry actions. Heading over to Survivor Series at the end of the month. It's going to be Raw and SmackDown, of course. 7 matches for the number on the show, and then a custom match table. So right here, you're probably thinking, why is the 8 Superstar Tag Team only a 50% chance? Well, when you go over to the main event, you make it 100% chance. That guarantees will be on the card. So this 50% is just here to show that it's an important match on the match table if you ever forget. And then nothing for the rivalry actions. That's pretty much a basic show outside of potential last man standing, and obviously the 8 Superstar Tag. Then over to December. Take these out. I have Queen King of the Ring. I forgot to take it out. Make sure to take it out. But then for December, you have Armageddon towards the end of the month. It's going to be a SmackDown only pay-per-view. 7 matches total for this pay-per-view, and then the custom match table. Potential Hell in a Cell, potential Extreme Rules. Those are the 2 really things to mix it up here, but no triple threats or fatal 4-ways at this pay-per-view. For the main event, either a normal 1v1 or the Hell in a Cell. And then nothing for the rivalry reactions. Heading over to January 2, you have New Year's Revolution. Just going to be a Raw only pay-per-view for you, and it's going to be 7 matches in total. With the custom match table, it's going to be your normal 1v1, 2v2, triple threat, and then also a normal 1v1 for non-title. And then also, I forgot, I didn't add it here, but there was the Elimination Chamber at this pay-per-view. And if you put it here in the main event at a 100% chance, it's of course going to be on the show, even if it's not listed in the match types. Keep that in mind. And then nothing for the rivalry reactions. Heading over now to the Royal Rumble at the end of the month. It's going to be both Raw and SmackDown, of course. 6 matches in total, the custom match table. And same thing the last show, a lot of normal stuff here, but then when you go to the main event, it's going to be that 30 Superstar Royal Rumble, which guarantees it's on the show, even though it's not in, this regular match table. And nothing for rivalry reactions. Heading over to February, of No Way Out at the end of the month. It's going to be a 7-match show with both, once again, Raw and SmackDown, custom match table, normal 1v1s, normal 2v2s, and triple threats, and a steel cage this time. The main event, just normal 1v1. And then for rivalry reactions, you can do a normal and a steel cage for this. Nothing for the 2v2s. And then March, of course, has nothing because you build up to WrestleMania, at the first week of April. It's going to be a 9-match card, along with Raw and SmackDown, obviously both being the host shows. In their custom match table, you can do whatever you want with this. IRL, it's pretty simple, but I added in some extra stuff. I believe the Extreme Rules match wasn't even there. I just added that myself. This is when you had the ladder matches for the Money in the Bank. The problem is you really can't have Money in the Bank automatically be selected for this. So when you have your WrestleMania card, you got to manually apply Money in the Bank when you get to the actual day of the WrestleMania. So keep that in mind. Besides that, there was a Battle Royal. Then you get normal 1v1s, 2v2 triple threats. For the main event, just normal 1v1, and then nothing for the rival reactions there. And that is going to be your calendar setup. And here's the roster for this Ruthless Aggression Universe mode. I marked down if someone's already in game, so you don't have to go and download from Community Creations. And then if they're marked in red, it means that they're not available on Community Creations at a high level, unfortunately. And then in purple, I marked down if there's a key note about them being in the roster. Besides that, everyone needs to download. I'm going to pop up on screen right now how to download them, where to download them, the exact name of who uploaded them, all that stuff. So it makes it really easy for you guys. And while you do that, I just want to make one more key note. Unfortunately, a lot of the superstars that are not available at a high level are tag teams. So you might have to make a decision. Do you really want to push tag teams early while you wait for hopefully more of these superstars to be uploaded at a high level? Or maybe you just make one set of tag team titles instead of 2. Those are options. But unfortunately, there's a lot of tag superstars that have not been uploaded to at least my liking, maybe yours. If you don't want something amazing, if you just want at least something decent, then go ahead and grab something online. For me, it's not enough good stuff right now. But with that, I'm not going to talk anymore. You'll hear my voice again once I go through the roster entirely, so then we can set up the divisions and all the championships for each brand. So now for the divisions, over on SmackDown, that's where the WWE title was at. You have John Cena, JBL, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Booker T, and Rey Mysterio. Over on Raw for the World Heavyweight title, you have Triple H, Batista, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Edge, Big Show, and Kane. Now, Raw had the IC title and SmackDown had the US title. These are the superstars you have for your mid-card. I'm not going to run through all the names. It's going to go through this really quick. Copy them down, pause it, add them to your divisions, do what you got to do. Head over to the Cruiserweight. You have a handful of names, not a ton. It wasn't too deep on communications for your mid-card. And then over to your tag teams, which we talked about before in the roster section. Unfortunately, like no one in game, then obviously in communications, a lot of superstars are not up yet. So keep in touch with communications. Eventually, people will be uploading these superstars and download them when they become available. I might even update you guys in the comments, come back and check every now and then to see if anyone's updated. And then finally, you have the women's division. Already a couple names in-game, but also some you have to download. And then also have the extra section, which is the Hulk Hogan I talked about before with the roster. He was only came back for a few matches, was not full-time, obviously. So if you want to include him for like a big SummerSlam or WrestleMania match, go ahead and do that if you want. If not, that's all I got for you guys. That's a full setup guide. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I'll see you guys next time.